So Selenium provides us several ways to deal with synchronization problems. One of those ways, as you may have heard in the industry or you may not, it's called an implicit wait. Well, it's actually called an implicit wait, but implicit wait means, different options. So, what is an implicit wait? Well, an implicit wait basically tells Selenium WebDriver to poll the document object model for a certain amount of time when trying to find an element or elements if they are not immediately available. So it's basically checking the DOM to see if that element is present. If it's not present, it's going to keep checking for a specific duration of time. So how do you use an implicit wait? Well, an implicit wait is pretty easy to use. You do driver.manage.timeouts.implicitWait. It's a property, and then you set it to some time span object, and then you set from seconds, from minute, from days, and so on and so forth. I hope you're not setting implicit waits from days, but normally it's from seconds or from milliseconds, depending on your implementation. And of course, I'll show you that in code. What is the default timeout? So if you do not set your implicit wait, right, as you can see in the usage, I've set it, but if you don't set it, the default timeout is actually 0 seconds. So what that tells WebDriver is if you're looking for an element using driver.findElement and it doesn't find that element, it's gonna fail immediately, which is exactly what you saw in our initial test, where it was looking for that final element to check, and that element wasn't present in the DOM, and so the test failed. What are the disadvantages of an implicit wait? The disadvantages of an implicit wait are that it's useless if the element is hidden on a page. So what does that mean? It means that if the element is there, but it's simply just hidden, the implicit wait will not work. In fact, it will fail immediately. I'll show you that after. The other problem with implicit waits, although it's less of a problem, than the first one. The first one is a huge major problem that's going to cause insane flakiness in your tests. But the second one, it's still also a problem, but it's that the implicit wait applies to all future commands utilized in your test. So if you set implicit wait once, it will now apply from this point forward to all of your tests that are running, obviously executing within that driver, right? While the driver is existing in memory, it will all be applied to that, all those future commands. So whether you want your driver to wait for a long time or you don't, it's always going to wait for that set amount of time. So when should you actually use an implicit wait? The answer is actually never. Yes, I know you must be annoyed right now because I've just spent all this time teaching you about an implicit wait, and then I'm telling you never to use it. How can that be? Why did I do that? Well, the reason I did that is so you know about implicit waits, you know what they are, and then you know that you should never use them. In fact, there is no reason that I've ever encountered why you would need an implicit wait. In fact, after everything I show you, you're going to realize that implicit wait is not only useless, but because you can't combine it with an explicit wait, and you shouldn't, as recommended by Selenium Webdriver, you shouldn't mix implicit and other waits, then it becomes the fact that you should never use implicit waits. Let me convey to you that through course, code, and examples.